cannot believe that you took your daughter's money. I cannot believe. I knew in my gut you took it.
I'm guilty of stealing from my child.
You're not even paying child support.
A car hit me from behind. I didn't want to deal with it, so I hopped on a plane and I went back to North Carolina.
Whoa.
She called me 2 days
Okay, please
later.
stop. You were gonna meet up with Sugar Daddy?
Who?
And now I have to go meet my Sugar Daddy at this hotel close to my mom's. He's your Uber Daddy. This is your daughter?
Yes.
What am I missing here?
You're missing the fact that I raised her to pay her bills. She's out of my life as far as I'm concerned.
What? For a sandwich?
This is Judge Jerry Springer.
No, Judge, we really do get some interesting cases in the courtroom.
Interesting for sure. Some might even call outrageous. Take a look. You are suing your ex-boyfriend for $5,000 for what you say is stolen money. Okay, Jill, why don't we start with you? What is your case?
Back in April is when it began.
Yeah.
I took a large sum of money from the bank. I wanted to have it at home, so I had given Andrew $8,000 of it to put in his safe.
Did you ever personally put the money into the safe?
No, I've never been in the safe. I don't have the key to the safe. I don't have the combination to the safe. I have till this day, not one time, been in that safe.
Did you see him put all $8,000 in?
Separate times, yes. Then in May, I had requested the money back. Andrew handed me $2,000 of the $8,000. I obviously questioned it immediately, asking him where the rest of the money was.
Yeah.
He said that that's all that was in there. Then he said he had money in there too, but that's all of my money that was in there.
There was never more than $6,000 in that safe, period. Never more than $6,000 in that safe. $3,000 was mine. She gave me $3,000 three separate times. And when it was time to give it back to her, when she asked for it back, I gave her $3,000. She stuck it on the kitchen counter and left it sitting in front of the microwave.
Well, okay.
It's very easy to blame me. I left it for another woman, so I'm sure she's extremely bitter.
You're listening to a drug addict right now, by the
You're
way,
absolutely right. Heroin, 16 years, absolutely. And I went to rehab where you met me and started dating me and had our first child. Then we split up because I relapsed and we got back together and had another child. Right, because you get back together with a liar and a thief.
I had no reason to distrust you.
Exactly.
You were
As
not
to
lying
this day,
at
you
this
still
time.
have no reason.
Okay. After all of this, Your Honor, I asked Andrew to cat sit for us.
Right.
During
Why would
our
you
trip.
ever ask me to house sit if I stole all this money from you this woman?
talking.
Yeah, but
You
you're
will get your
talking such
turn.
nonsense.
Because I
That's
trusted
all right,
you,
that's all right.
because
Keep-
I believed you.
That's all right.
I believed you, and I'm
burying
sitting here
yourself.
thinking
That's
of
okay.
every other option in the
That's
world.
right.
What could have
Yep.
happened?
Yep, bury yourself.
What
I'll
could
shut
have
up.
happened?
I
That's why I
apologize.
trusted you, Andrew.
I know.
I trusted you, that's
know.
why. So
I know.
I asked him to cat sit. While away, Your Honor, I get a suspicious call from my credit card company. Is he using my credit card? I talked to him, and he admitted it was him using my card to get some things for the cat. Then the next day, he calls me with a story about how he allowed a friend of his and his friend's girlfriend to come into the apartment and stay with him, cat sitting.
Girl, I swear to God.
These friends of his that were staying there supposedly were robbing me, stealing my jewelry, stealing perfume, toys, and things of that nature.
For her to sit here and even think for 1 second I would make a story like that up at my kid's house,
I
where
know
my
you're-
kids lay their
Wow,
head
wow.
on my kid's life, may I drop dead right here if that
Don't
story
go there, you're so
wasn't
convincing.
100% true.
And that's why I believed you, right there.
100%
That's why I
true.
believed you, because you're so convincing.
No.
That right there, until I went away
No more breath.
and you
May
did
I
everything
drop
else.
dead right
I
here.
knew it was you, it's common
Right
sense.
here.
It's
Okay.
common sense.
Ma'am, all right.
If I show you my phone, every message from her is something about, I need money from you. Bottom line. She thinks the world owes her everything. She thinks she's going to go the rest of her life without a job on this fake disability nonsense and get paid. And so far, you're doing it.
He said he would.
You've gotten paid
he
plenty.
said he would pay me back.
I owe her
Okay.
$400. What she let me borrow,
right.
and I took your credit cards. I got cat food because you left no money.
whoa.
You
I
left
just
no
wanna
cat
hear-
There are
Do you?
messages
Okay.
saying he would give me whatever he could out of the money he took.
You're a liar.
No, you
Okay,
are. You stole my
stop.
cards.
Hang on.
You're a liar.
You are. I
You're
have
a-
proof.
No, and I told you I stole them.
Okay. So I find for the plaintiff.
Hey, Judge, you remember that case when this lady left her car at the side of the road to help her cousin with her pickle business?
Oh man, now I'm craving a pickle.
Uh-oh.
maybe with nice turkey on rye. Is it time for lunch?
You're in luck, Judge. I got something for you.
Oh.
Let's take a look at this outrageous case.
You are suing the defendant, Ms. Williams, in the amount of $2,263 for breach of contract. What exactly happened?
I brought this case before you today because the old me would have handled it in a different way, and I would probably be in jail myself.
Oh.
But being the businesswoman that I am today,
yes,
I decided to bring it before you and let you handle it, Judge Derry.
Okay.
We make pickled anything and everything.
And they don't taste
You
good.
can pickle anything?
Yes, anything, anything.
You are in the pickling business?
Yes, because we sell in bulk.
Yeah.
So we got a Ford Explorer.
Perfect for pickles.
Beautiful. Need I remind you, we only use this vehicle for company purposes.
Right.
But with me...
So she called you to ask, can I just use your,
Yeah, she said she wanted to go pick somebody up.
I did ask to borrow her vehicle
Yes.
to go pick my cousin up.
Yes.
Okay. On my way back from the airport, a car hit me from behind.
Yes.
So look at her being irate and mean, the person that she is. I didn't want to deal with it. So I hopped on a plane and I went back to North Carolina.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
She
whoa.
called me 2
Okay,
days
please
later.
stop. I'm talking to her now. Okay. So
Look at
wait
her.
a second. You borrowed her vehicle. You're on the highway,
Yes, Judge.
and a
Jerry.
car or truck hit you from behind.
From
What hit
behind.
you from behind?
It was a car that hit me from behind.
A
and
car.
They
What
took
color?
off.
What color was the car?
Judge Jerry, I don't know, because I was so upset about the whole thing. So I was in fear for my life because I
Well,
didn't have to
that
deal with
dude-
Okay. So you got out of the car.
Yes.
And you didn't bother for a second to see what hit you? One of two things a person normally would do.
Call the police.
You would, number one, call the owner of the vehicle. Oh my gosh, I've just got hit by a car. What do you want me to do? And two, well, you call 911, you call the police and say, I've just been hit. It's a hit and run. Could you come to this location? Which one of those two things did you do?
Neither one.
Neither one, Judge Jerry. I'm scared of her.
Yes.
I left the truck right where it was, and I hopped
On the side of the road?
Yes, Judge Jerry.
What did you do when you got out of the car and it's on the side of the road? You walked to the next exit?
Yes, I did, Judge Jerry. Yes, I did. And I called Uber, and I went
And
to
you called Uber?
And I left, and I went back home.
If
Yes,
you
Judge
called
Jerry.
Uber, why didn't you at least leave them a message what had happened to the car and so they can pick the car up?
I did. I called her 2 days later, Judge
2
Jerry.
days later?
Yes.
But that didn't give her a chance to get the police to find out who might have hit her, anything.
Yeah, well, I was
She
scared.
couldn't do anything about it.
Well, I was scared for my life, Your Honor. I mean, she's beat me up a couple of times.
You
She's
were
jumped
in
on
an
me.
Uber. She couldn't get you. You're on
Well-
the cell phone. You call her up.
She's crazy.
Yeah, well, you just leave a car there and you skip town. You skip town for 2 days without telling her where her vehicle is. You know that's not right. You borrowed her car. You don't dispute that.
No, I don't.
When the car was under your care, you were hit from behind. The accident was not your fault. What is your fault is how you behaved once it happened, because she has a right to believe when she loans someone something, they will take reasonable care of it. The reasonable care may not have been, gee, you should have avoided the accident. It wasn't your fault, let's say.
Right.
You didn't act responsibly, and for 2 days, their business didn't know where their van was to conduct their business. They did suffer damage because of your behavior, which was not responsible. So with that being the case, judgment for the plaintiff, $2,262.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you ever use Uber Eats? Ever been anybody's Uber daddy?
No, I don't believe I have, Judge. Let's take a look.
We have the plaintiff, Mr. Kimray,
Correct.
and you are suing the defendant, Ms. Galath, for $1,404 for money owed to his Uber and Uber Eats accounts.
Correct.
Explain that, if you would.
She came to me and said, hey, you know, I'm having trouble. I don't have a car to get to and from work. I need to basically get to work. Is it okay if I use your Uber account to get a ride to work?
Did she pay you back, or how much was it? What kind of money are we talking here?
I let her know she could use the account as long as she was paying me back on a timely manner. And at first she was basically using the account and then on a weekly basis giving me $100.
Okay.
Well, eventually it got into where she was using much more than $100 worth of of driving.
This adds up
And that's just for the-
310 rides for a total of $2,171.
Correct. And then I also have the Uber Eats one that tracks the number of times she used that as well.
If she was paying you $100 a week, how quickly was she falling behind?
It was probably after the first month and a half she was basically using it,
Yeah.
because at that point she was using it just infrequently to be able to get to and from work, and then it started becoming more of where she was using it to go to and from work, and then to
the
and
clubs.
out to the clubs, and then to get back home.
It was fun.
It was what?
It was fun.
Yeah, but it's his money.
Well, we were friends.
And you believe that you had paid the full $3,000.
I didn't even know it was $3,000, but yes, I believed whatever I owed him was paid back. But I paid him in cash. So.
You paid him in cash.
Yeah, when I was paying him back, I paid him in cash.
Well, if you review the text messages,
I'm
you'll
going to
see one
review
that
them
has
right now.
an actual image of what I tell her she owes.
So what's up with that money? You said you were going to bring by on Sunday. I was going to after I met up with Sugar Daddy, but we didn't meet, so I'm rescheduling. You were going to meet up with Sugar Daddy?
Who?
That's
know
why I
anyone by
called
that
this
name.
morning, but I was so hungover that I've been sleeping all day.
These are funny.
Can we do tomorrow? I have the money, just nobody wants to take me. And now I have to go meet my Sugar Daddy at this hotel close to my mom's. She may very well still owe you money, but there is no proof of her not paying you.
I just feel like I wouldn't burn a friendship over $1,400.
When I look at this, I mean, on the first hand, he's your Uber daddy. Because I see here documented, you took 310 rides for a total of $2,171.14.
I never knew that I owed him anything.
I'm saying, with all these times you were using it, I don't know how you would know exactly how much. So I'm going to add 13 cents to that and fine for the plaintiff $1,404.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This show seems to have a theme.
Yes, it's outrageous litigants.
Oh, I thought it was a show about food. Pickles, sugar daddy, now sandwiches.
Let's check it out.
Mr. Silvestro,
Yes.
you are suing the defendant in the amount of $1,500 for unpaid catering bill.
Correct. I've been a friend of the family for over 60 years.
And you, sir, are...
We've been friends so long, I think we shared the same baby bottle.
Well, okay, so lifelong friends. And how are you related to her?
She's my daughter, and I thought I raised her differently.
Wait a second. You two are best friends.
Yes,
Lifelong friends.
yes,
And this is your daughter.
yes.
And you're standing next to your best friend who is suing your daughter.
That's correct.
What am I missing here?
You're missing the fact that I raised her to pay her bills, and she's not doing it. She hired my catering business to do a graduation party.
Okay.
She ordered for 120 people a super sandwich buffet.
You're suing your best friend's daughter because of a sandwich?
Yes. I sent her a bill.
Yes.
3 weeks later.
She didn't pay it.
Did you tell her the price ahead of time?
No.
Why not?
Never had to with my customers.
What do you mean?
Because I've done business with this family, the whole family.
Okay, let me hear from her now. I get it.
I planned a graduation party for my son.
Yes.
And typically, my friends and I all get together we had 5 graduation parties this summer.
Yeah.
And we would have done potluck.
Yeah.
And I blew this across my father and told my dad what we were planning on doing. He said, absolutely not, you're gonna hire Dominic. And I said, Dad, I can't afford to hire Dominic. I was on a fixed income and there was no way I could afford it.
Got it.
So my father said, please just call and find out.
Did he give you a price?
He did not give me a
He
price.
did not give you a
He
price?
did not give me a price.
How many times did you try to get a price?
3
from him?
times.
3 times you asked? On
Yes.
different days?
Different days.
Excuse me, that's not true, Your Honor. She tried once to get a price. I told her, don't worry about it. I will help you with this. I'll talk to
That is
Dominic.
false. So 3 times, and then I went to my dad, and I said, they're not getting back to me. I need to know a price.
I raised her differently.
Yeah.
And she didn't follow my rules.
Okay. It's pretty hard for me to believe, meeting the 3 of you, who I believe are really nice people with good values, that you would come in here and she would boldly make up a story.
Oh, yes,
that
she
was-
would.
That's how you raised her?
No, that's not how I raised her. That's my problem.
Oh.
My problem is that whenever I gave her a command to do something, she did the opposite from the time she was a teenager. She's very stubborn.
And that has to do with...
Unfortunately, she has all my bad habits, none of the good ones.
Which are?
Which are to pay your bills,
Okay.
pick out the right kind of guy to marry.
Oh, well, now we're getting into another area, which is what this is probably really about.
I told her personally, call up Dominic after she got the bill and talk to him and tell him, set something up. She wouldn't do it. She never called him. But she had to call him to set up some kind of a payment plan.
You two have been friends, best of friends, 60, 65 years. How important is it to sue your best friend's daughter to get $1,500 back for some sandwiches? Is it worth it?
I was disrespected. That's the main
How
problem.
did she disrespect you?
By not communicating.
But I was disrespected by not being told a price.
She contacted him one time
You
when she made
don't
the
know
offer.
that. You're not with her every minute.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm in there with her enough.
We are grown-ups arguing here over who's going to pay for the sandwiches. Wouldn't it be better if you just all walked out of here without a lawsuit? You'll be short, at the end of your lifetime, $1,000.
This money is for my children. It's not
It's
a
more
question of being
important.
right. It's a question of doing what you're supposed to do and go through life. You set this right now, then figure, oh, I'll just go to court anytime and I'll get rid of every bill I ever get.
Do you honestly think she's going to go through the rest of her life not paying her bills because she thinks she never has to pay anymore? You don't believe that.
I don't. I absolutely believe it, and I know it for a fact.
Wow.
I am the defendant. I didn't call this to order.
Yeah.
I wasn't suing
Right.
him for any. I've never sued anybody for anything.
She lost the house that she put into
Thank
my
you.
name, and my credit gone down
Thank
the
you.
drain because of it. She lost the car. She
Thank
lost
you.
an apartment.
Wow.
Thank you.
You want me to add more to it, Your Honor? Because I will.
No, I just want you to look at her and realize she's your daughter.
I love her very much because
Then
she's my daughter.
show it.
I can't show it anymore. In fact, she's out of my life as far as I'm concerned.
What? For a sandwich?
No, you see, you're going with the sandwich. That's what finally brought us here. But there have been many things before that, and they still go on.
Okay.
See? Are you happy?
Oh, this is great.
Yes, I'm happy, but it's not enough.
I'm not asking you if you're happy.
Payback time.
Case dismissed. Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have two options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.